guys, we have a treat for y'all over on the channel, of course. We just got in the brand new subs from Down4Sound, of course, the dBz and the dBx. In this video, we're going to look at the dB, and then stay tuned for the next video, guys. We'll be checking out the big old dBx. It's going to be a fun couple of videos. Basshead family, thank you for checking in to this video. And of course, I gotta give a huge shout out to Jonathan Price over at Down4Sound for sending me these guys to check out for y'all. They've been posting a bunch, really hyping these things up. And I am so stoked they have finally dropped, and I get to have one here to test out for y'all. Tons of people have been messaging me and asking me to look at these things. And the wait is over, guys. We've got one sitting here. There will, of course, be an affiliate link in the description below to Down4Sound, where you can grab these fellas. If you want to pick one up and you want to use that link, guys, it does help me out a little bit, and I really appreciate that. But all that being said, guys, we're of course going to be reviewing this thing. You're going to see exactly what's good about it, what's bad about it, and y'all can make your own decision on if this is the sub that you need to be bumping around in your ride or not. Wow, guys, if you want a super clean looking sub, you've come to the right place. This thing looks good, of course. Beautiful, kind of with a nice shine to it. Got this carbon fiber dust cap, and of course the Down4Sound decal stamped in there. We've got a kind of medium to high roll surround with stitching, nice basic gasket, good looking cast aluminum basket down here. Definitely will get the job done. We've got the nice big push terminals. I really like that. The leads look really nice as well. Okay, the boot on this thing is cool. Something different. Looks really good. And the bottom looks cool as well, guys. Now, you can get these dBs all the way from 8-inch subs, all the way up to 18-inch subs. So a nice range there. And currently for the holidays, guys, these things are on sale. For example, the 12-inch version is only $212 currently. This 15-inch version is only $255. Again, guys, if you want to go grab these while they're on sale, link in the description below. But let's show you the specs on these guys. All right, we have the 15-inch version here, guys. The dual 2-ohm. Again, 155 currently. This is a very respectable 1300 watts RMS. A nice 2.75-inch voice coil. 8.4 inches mounting depth. Weighs about 34 pounds, so not too terribly heavy. Not sure what the difference between net weight and gross weight is. 30 millimeters of X-Max, though. Very respectable. Not a massive motor, but does have a nice BL of 25.271. FS is 34.7. Sensitivity is 88 dB. And it wants a ported box around 3 cubic feet. Now, real quick, you know the drill, guys. Of course, Outfit Audio is sponsoring today's video, so quick word from them, then back to the video. Big shout out to Alfred Audio, of course, the owners of Death Bonds and Avatar, for sponsoring this video. Now, their big holiday sale, the Green Day sale, is almost over. If you want to grab up some amazing deals, stuff up to 35% off while you can, of course, link in the description below to go check some of that crazy stuff out. Now, real quick, they sent me some of their brand new Sylvester speakers, so I'm going to give y'all a quick look at them. Now, guys, Death Bonds' Apocalypse, Sylvester, and the Arnold speakers are known as being some of the best mid-range speakers on the market. Back here, we've got the Neo Arnold 8. And over here, we've got their Sylvester lines. We have the Neo version and the Pro version. Let's take a look at these things. They send you a little foam gaskets. That's really awesome. Of course, the decal. Oh, these things are insane looking. Now, of course, these are the Pros with a big old ferrite motor. Oh, these things are absolute beasts. Let's take a look at the Neo versions. But here is that speaker, y'all. Now, what is nice about these is these actually have a higher RMS rating. It's a more powerful speaker. But because it has a neodymium motor on the back, it actually weighs way less. You can see the difference. You know, this guy is so much heavier. Stay tuned, we'll have another video. We'll hook these guys up and test them out. Again, huge thank you to Alfred Audio for sponsoring the channel and for sending me these speakers to take a peek at for y'all. Remember, guys, go check out their sales while they're still going on. But that's going to do it. Back to the video. Nicely spec sub, especially for, you know, more quality. This dust cap looks absolutely amazing. Really, really cool. One thing I did notice on this side, I'm going to stick my thumb onto here so there's not as much glue around this guy as I would like to see. We've got that, again, it's kind of a medium, almost high roll surround. Looks nice. It is nice and thin though, guys. They have used as much cone area on this guy as possible, which is great for just efficiency and overall performance. Not going to need a ton of power for this guy to absolutely slam. Good looking baskets. Nice black spider, guys. And I got to say, it is pretty stiff. I really like these leads, y'all. They got the leads doubled up, sewn into the spider. Looking really, really good. Y'all know I love these flat leads. And I just love that they actually put big beefy terminals on these guys. I get so many subs around this size where they'll put the little teeny terminals on them. I don't know why they do that, but I'm glad we got the nice ones here. There's that motor in there, guys. Hey, it looks like a nice one. We'll, of course, put it to the test and see. There is glue on the screws there, so don't gotta worry about those backing out. And then down here, guys, the motor on this thing looks really, really good. Look at the colors that kind of reflect off of it. And again, I also love the detail that they put into the boot. So many guys just doing a plain boot over the end, which is nothing at all wrong with that, but I do appreciate the extra attention to detail. All right, guys, it's a nicely spec sub for that more intermediary sub. Again, guys, this thing is not some huge monster, but for that price at 250 bucks, it actually looks pretty nice. I do just appreciate that Down4Sound has put their own spin on it, really made it their own sub. Again, I do appreciate that. In a world where so many subs are just cookie cutter, well, guys, talking is cool and all, but y'all want to see this thing move. Y'all want to hear it slam some bass. Y'all want to see some windows rattling, as do I, so let's throw this thing in a box, get it in the Sequoia, and start testing. We still have the 8CCA in here from last week's video, guys. This thing has been an absolute blast to bump around with as a daily sub. I do like in this small box. It doesn't really take up much room in here, but it still sounds really good. But hey, guys, gotta take it out and get the next one in. All right, we've got it hooked up. One thing to note, guys, this thing rattles like crazy. So if you hear something rattling, it's not the sub, it's this guy right here. All right, guys, I'm going to let this fella break in a little while before we get to testing. Now, real quick, a lot of people ask me how to properly break in your sub and what is breaking in the sub really doing. Guys, the main thing breaking in a sub does is it loosens up your spider. Spider is what's holding everything centered. It's what allows how far the sub moves in and out. So when you first get a spider, guys, it's going to be stiff. If you push it really, really hard, you can damage it just because it's not meant to move that much yet. So you want to start out a little bit lower volume, get that thing moving, let that spider kind of break in a little bit. Once it softens up a little bit, hey, you can push it harder. It'll move in and out. You don't have to worry about tearing it or anything like that. That's pretty much all you're accomplishing by breaking in a sub. But anyway, guys, let's let this thing break in, and then we'll get to doing some more testing. Y'all seems to love playing around this RMS power, even getting up to like 15 or 1700 watts. Still does fine. That being said, being a little more efficient sub, it is nice. You don't need a ton of power. Still sounds really good around that 500 watts mark as well. But anyway, guys, let's move on to the next test. We're going to do the dB test. We're, of course, going to be playing at 35, 40, and 45 hertz. We'll see how loud we can get this thing. As always, we'll have the sub facing the back. We'll then roll down this window over here, meter in the kick. Let's get it. All right, y'all, we have 35 hertz. Pushing it pretty good there. We got over 4,000 watts. I forgot to turn on the peak. But we got a 137.8. 40 hertz. Woo! Almost 5,000 watts went through that guy. That's pretty impressive. And we got a 139. All right, let's try 45 hertz. Woo! I forgot to put it on peak again, guys. Anyway, we got over 4,000 watts. Ah, hey, looky there, though. We got a 143.5. Not too bad. We'll try 48 hertz just for the heck of it. Not able to get as much power with that. And we got a 141.1. All right, not getting a crazy score. One, this sub does not have a huge motor on it. Two, this box is on the big side. This sub calls for a 3 cubic foot box. This box is like 3.5 to like 3.8 cubic feet. And you can kind of hear it when I really push the power to it. The sub sounds like it's kind of overextending itself. It's flopping, not really getting the full potential out of it. Now, generally speaking, guys, a bigger box is gonna give you more volume. I would say that normally works up to a certain power point. If you're running less power to a sub, you can get away with having a bigger box, getting better volume. That being said, when you're pushing way more power to a sub than it's really designed to handle, generally speaking, you want a smaller box that'll help control the sub better, get better performance again with more power. I think that's why this guy sounds really, really good around that 500 to 1,000 watts mark. It gets plenty loud for just normal driving around and whatnot. That being said, once you push it really above its rated power, you know, up into over 4,000 watts, again, you can kind of hear the sub is not really controlled properly, and that really hinders our dB score. All right, y'all, time for a musical RMS test. We'll play a whole song around that 1,300 watts. See if this guy makes it through. Let's get it. Hey, made it through that like a champ. And I will say, guys, you could tell, I think after doing those dB tests, we really loosened up this sub. Even playing that song, it was, you know, pretty much maxing out for the full song. Other problem I had, again, this is partially a box problem. Even though this thing was wired down to 1 ohm, our ohms were rising up to like over 4 ohms, which was killing the potential of my tar amps. Tar amps does great at 0.5 ohm to like 2 ohms, but after that, really kind of falls off. Anyway, to keep it up there on that RMS power, I did have to clip it a little bit. Now, this tar amp does not like the clip, but it will clip a little bit with a higher impedance. 3.5 minute song around this RMS power, even clipping a little bit, and in a box that's too big, and it still made it through. All right, I let this guy cool off for about an hour. So now we're going to do the brutal RMS test, of course. 40 hertz nonstop through this thing. Gonna try to get it to 3 minutes. We'll see what happens. All right, 3 minutes, y'all. She is still going nuts. Well, guys, subs are not designed to be ran at their RMS power non-stop with the 40 hertz test tone. It is just extremely, extremely brutal on a sub. So again, guys, my goal is always to see a sub make it through 3 minutes at their recommended RMS power. If they do that, and of course to make it through the musical RMS test, I say this sub is accurately rated. There you go, guys. First review of the Down4Sound dBz. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thought. I gotta say, I'm really happy it's accurately rated. I like the quality and the attention to detail on the build, and the overall quality sounded really good. Enjoyed driving around, listening to it, and testing it out. For that $250 price range, I've really got no complaints with this guy. You know, if it was more expensive, I would like to see a 3-inch coil and a little bigger motor. But again, at that $250, guys, I think this is a great deal. If you're wanting something well made, that's probably gonna last you a long time if you power it properly. Well, that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you all so much. Of course, link in the description below if you want to grab this guy while it's on sale. And of course, guys, stay tuned for the next video where we test out the DVX, of course, Down4Sound's big boy sub. Cannot wait for that, guys. But hey, this is gonna wrap this up. Remember, as always, y'all, keep basing on.